Hello everyone, my name is Jitendra Bafna. I am a senior MuleSoft architect. In this video, we are going to see how we can implement a request reply pattern for your JMS queue using MuleSoft. So basically in this demonstration, we will see how we can implement JMS queue request reply pattern with MuleSoft. So what does request reply method? Request reply pattern means like you have published the message into the queue, somebody will consume the message and give that response back to the publisher. That is known as a request reply pattern. Let me go through the MuleSoft documentation. So basically request and reply is a very common pattern between the application. Thus, JMS connector provides the publish consumer operation specifically for that. So there is an operation available, that is publish consume operation, which allow you to implement a request reply pattern in your MuleSoft application. Generally, in request reply pattern, you need to define the main queue where you will publish the message, and you need to define other queue where you will get the reply. Okay, so I have created two queue. One is mule training queue, one is temp queue. Okay, so in mule training queue we will publish the message, and this is the my JMS reply to message. So basically there is a header called JMS reply to. In that, the name of the reply to message will be populated. This is the reply to message, and this, okay, uh, sorry. So this is the header. I will show you how we can populate this header with the reply queue. So let me start implementing the flow. The first thing, I have a JMS queue application available. I will drag and drop a HTTP listener. I will start configuring this HTTP listener. It's on port 8081. I can say /JMS. I will check for a publish consume operation. Okay. Then I will going to do some connector configuration. I will click on this add sign. This public consume operation allow you to implement request reply pattern. Just a minute. Okay, so I have already this library available in my solution. Then I can give a username admin. Then I can do the connection factory, edit inline factory configuration. I can say TCP localhost 61616. Okay, these are the configuration you need to do for now. This is just for the connection purpose. You can test the connection. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. That's fine. But when you run the application, it will work. Okay, but let's cancel it for now. Okay, that's fine. It's okay. Say okay. Then you have to do some configuration. You have to provide a destination queue where you want to publish a message. So in this case, my destination queue is mule training queue. What a request reply pattern you need to use? I will use the correlation ID. So basically when it will publish the message to the queue, it will also publish one header, that is the correlation ID, because whenever we get the response back, we can match that message using the correlation ID. So it will always publish attributes dot headers dot correlation ID. So it will always populate a correlation ID with all the messages to the queue. Okay, that's the one thing. The next thing, send, that doesn't matter. You can define a content type. My input content type, is application slash JSON. You can define that. Where you want a reply, you can define that reply queue. I will say I edit inline, and I want to read a response from this temp queue. So basically any consumer, you know any consumer will read the message from this mule training queue, and the response will be updated here. So okay, and how a consumer will come to know where I want to update the response in which queue? Because what JMS will do, it will populate one header which is JMS reply to each message. Okay, this header will be populate when it will publish the message in this mule training queue. So two headers will be populated. One is correlation ID, one is JMS reply to, and the JMS reply to value will be temp queue. Okay, now let me check. I want to give the proper name, otherwise persistent delivery, you can say true if you want it, that is fine, or you can keep it empty also, doesn't matter. Also you can define up to what time I will wait for the response. So basically you can define the response timeout. I will say 1 minute. You can wait for 1 minute. Okay, so I will wait for 1 minute. File save all. Now in logger I will use the logger. In this logger I can say message response from this header. I can put this header as a hash. Okay, now I will define a consumer, or basically on new message here I will use same connections, because I will going to use same. So what you want? I want this as a mule training queue. I will read the message from mule training queue, where we will publish the message. The consumer type is a queue consumer. Acknowledge mode, let you can leave it empty. Number of consumer, that is fine, you can make it for one, whatever. Then the important thing, the request reply pattern is correlation ID. So these are the important thing. You make sure this is correlation ID. Rest of the thing you can keep as it is. Whenever it will consume the message, it will get these two properties: correlation ID, these two header, JMS reply to. So it will come to know I want to read the message from here, and I want to publish response back to that particular a queue. Okay, next I can say, okay, logger. I can say request from hash, this bracket. I can copy this, I can paste under this. Okay, also on new message, if you want to define some more thing, like in what is your input content type, you can define it here, application slash JSON. Okay, so let me save everything. Let me check console whether it's deploying my application. It is deploying the application. Once application will get deployed, then we will do the testing, and we will see how this request response pattern works. Let's wait. Clear everything. let me send this message to HTTP listener. Once I will send the message to HTTP listener, okay, the message will get published to this mule training queue. There's a one consumer listening to this mule training queue. He will like consume the message and publish the response to TEM queue, and our publish consume, this method will wait for 1 minute. No, will be keep watching this TEM queue. Will keep listening to TEM queue for 1 minute to get the response back for that particular correlation ID. So let me send the message. I got the successful response back. You will see nothing in the queue because it is already see currently 9 messages. I will try one more. Before that, let's see. So basically the first message request from this, yeah, that null you can ignore for now. So I think I put something, just a minute. So you can ignore for now that null. Okay, yeah, I done one mistake. I will fix it, but ignore for now actually. So generally I want to show you like request from the first, it was print, this message was printed. Then once it complete the flow, it send the message where it's gone. It send the message to TEMQ, the response. Now we have a publish consume. This particular component will listen for TEMQ. Whenever it will get any response, it will process the further flow. Okay, message response from null. Null is fine. I will fix this error and we will try it again. I think it's I capital. The application is redeploying. Let me make it bigger. Okay, let me clear the console. Let me send the request. So you can see if you match this correlation ID from the request and for the response, it's same, right? There is a no change, it's the same, right? The correlation ID is the same. Now let me publish one more message. Let me keep on publishing some message. See, every time the correlation ID is different and it is able to correlate the message perfectly. Okay, so this is how you can implement a request reply pattern using MuleSoft JMS connector. It's a very useful operation when you want to make sure your message is delivered, so you want the response back. Okay, in that case you can always go with a request reply pattern. I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please click on like and the subscribe button. Thanks for watching.